Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. This is Salah Sharief, and this reminder is in partnership with Charity Right, an international charity that feeds people in need all over the world. Now, this reminder is about Ramadan and how we treat Ramadan and the expectations we have. Because what happens is, quite often we find that many of us, including ourselves, we fall into the same trap every year. Because Ramadan, what happens sometimes is that it becomes almost like an injection boost of Iman. And what's the key characteristic of an injection is that it's temporary, it's artificial, it masks the problem. So what happens is, perhaps we don't pray usually. We pray once a week maybe, Jum'ah. Or perhaps we pray once or twice a day. Or perhaps we even pray 5 times a day, sometimes we forget. Or we just about pray those five a day. Now what happens is Ramadan, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has blessed the month and for numerous reasons, we have the energy, we have the vigor, and we have the intention to improve. So we pray 5 times a day in the masjid. We pray tarawih, we even pray tahajjud. And it's amazing. We read the Quran, we finish the whole Quran. And then unfortunately after Ramadan finishes, within a week or within a month, we turn back to how we were. Now, I'm not criticizing these people because I respect them. I respect them and I respect their intention, and I hope Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala rewards them. But this is more of an advice of how can we avoid this once again? How can we avoid this once again? We should aim for Ramadan to be a genuine nurturing of our Iman and our actions and our mentality. Now, how can we do that? Through incremental steps and incremental increases in our ibadah, in our intention and purity. Now, what I might say next might actually surprise quite a few of you, but once you think about it deeply, then you'll understand that actually this is from the Islamic teachings. It is much better, it's 100 times better, 1,000 times better for you to not pray tarawih, sleep all night, you didn't pray any tarawih, you didn't pray any tahajjud. You slept in your bed all night, but when it was time for Fajr, you woke up, you did wudhu, you prayed 2 rak'ah, and you went back to sleep. It is 1,000 times better than you did this, than if you prayed tarawih, you prayed tahajjud, you read Quran all night, then you went home and you went to sleep and you forgot Fajr. Tiredness overtook you. The former is 1,000 times better than the latter. And in the former, all you did was pray 2 rak'ah, took you 3 minutes. And in the latter, you prayed for 8, 9, 10 hours. Now what's the difference? See, the difference is Islam is not about quantity. It's about quality and obedience. Islam is about obedience to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not quantity. We can't say to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we're not going to pray according to your command, but we'll pray hours and hours and hope you reward me. Because it's not about praying for hours and hours, it's about submitting yourself to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now the point that we're making here is, we want Ramadan to affect our lives thereafter. So the way that we can measure the success of Ramadan is to not measure the ibadah that we do in Ramadan. Because that is always temporary. What we do in Ramadan can never last the whole year for anyone. The way we measure the success of Ramadan is by measuring the before and after picture. If you used to pray 3 times a day before Ramadan, and after Ramadan finishes you pray 5 times a day, as far as I'm concerned, you had a very successful Ramadan. Even if you didn't pray tarawih and tahajjud during Ramadan, can you see the point? And if you prayed 5 times a day before Ramadan, but now after Ramadan you pray sunnah, you had a successful Ramadan. And that's the point that we want to make. So my advice to people who don't usually pray is, don't worry if you don't pray tarawih. It's not obligatory upon you. Don't worry if you don't pray tahajjud. However, what I advise is that you pick one thing, 1 or 2 things that you want to implement for the rest of your life. For example, if you only pray 3 or 4 times a day, say, no, I want to pray 5 times a day. Sunnah doesn't matter. Tarawih, tahajjud, voluntary fast, reading Quran, all these things, of course they matter, but not in comparison to your 5 daily prayers. Or if you pray your 5 daily prayers and say, do you know what? After Ramadan, I want to implement my morning and my evening adhkar, supplication to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. From here on in, that's what I'm going to do. And I think this is an appropriate mentality to have. Why? Because it has a longevity. Because if you just implement one act and also eradicate one sin, so that you can balance it, implement one act of ibadah and eradicate one sin and make it last for the next 50 years, this is way more beloved to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala than you pray thousands of rakat within the space of a month and then never to be sinning again until the next Ramadan. And even if you were once very practicing and religious and now you feel like you've fallen off, then use Ramadan as a way to get back to your former self. But even then, take it easy. You don't need to get back so soon. I think some things take time, and follow the same methodology. One act of ibadah at a time and one sin at a time. You can deal with them, and then next Ramadan add another one, and next Ramadan add another one, and then within 5 years you will be where you want to be, as opposed to accelerating and falling short every year. جزاكم الله خير. ونسأل الله سبحانه وتعالى في التوفيق. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.